From the backwoods and the swamp waters of the Sunshine State and all across America and the world, this is the Big and Wild Outdoors.
Hey everybody, welcome in. It is the Big and Wild Outdoors. I'm Braden Gunn, that's Captain Vince Noble, and this is the man himself, Mr. Toby Benoit. The man whose name is on the banner.
This guy right here.
That guy. For the second annual Toby Benoit Mudfish Challenge. It's going on today. We have the people out on the water right now trying to catch their big whopping load of mudfish to bring it in to win how much?
$1,000.
$1,000. $1,000 for the biggest record,
which is 19,
if anybody
right?
can break the state record of 19 pounds, they're going to put $1,000 cash in their hands.
19 pounds, and we know that the current world record is 21 pounds and some change, but that was caught up in the Carolinas. So that one doesn't count. We're talking about the Florida state record.
That's right.
Now, is this strictly for the $1,000, or is there a first, second, and third place?
No, there are first, second, and third place in both youth and adult divisions, and I'm giving 100% payback on the entry fees.
All right.
To the fishermen.
Right, and of course they get a big old trophy too.
And they get big old trophies.
Well, grab one of them trophies, man.
Grab one of these trophies. Did I get the first one?
Sure.
This is the first place adult trophy right here. Second annual, first place. And you get a Harley. They're delivering the Harleys right now as we speak.
Most fishing tournaments have like borders or distances, rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Do you have, what's your rules and regulations for this entire
the only
tournament?
border is any body of water you have legal access to, fish it. A lot of guys are out on the river, a lot are out on Lake Panasoffkee and Silver Lake down to the south of us a little ways.
Nice.
So anywhere you can catch a mudfish, catch the mudfish, just have it back here by 3 o'clock for the weigh-in.
Doesn't matter. It's almost like the St. Pete Open. If you can spearfish it in the Keys and get there in the weigh-in just in time, you can make it.
Absolutely.
Well, now where we are is a little town called Istachatta. It's Istachatta, Istachatta, Florida. Whopping population of around 200 and some change. 17 years ago, there was only about 65 people in this town, and now it's turned into a metropolitan.
Absolutely,
Word of over 200. You know how this town has made it when you know there's not one Burger King, not one Mickey D's, not one Chick-fil-A.
We do have a Dollar General.
A Dollar,
Wait.
Yeah, but that's up the road.
Well, it's in Nobleton, right around the corner.
But every little town's got Dollar General.
Yeah, but that's,
every little town.
That's 2 miles from here, man. That's
going to the big store.
This is downtown right here, baby. That's why you can tell we got cars going by about every 5 minutes.
If you want to go shopping, you got to go over to Breeze over here and do a little shopping.
Yeah, Breeze Provisions. It's the only game in town.
There's some cool stuff in there. I was looking around earlier when we were having our coffee. Man, they got some neat things in there.
Well, when they say provisions, I got to give Breeze some credit on this. It's like, it's not just a mom and pop come in and buy a soda and a candy bar. I saw air fryers in there. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's one of those things where you know it's too far to go into town anywhere. They always go, well, go down to Breeze and see if they got one in there. And chances are, they probably got one.
She'll probably have it.
You need a toaster or a microwave or a
potted plants.
Blender.
She got you.
It's all there.
Or a fruit smoothie.
They have a nice little snack bar in there. And it's a nice little place. Nice. It almost reminds me of like any country store you'd find out in the middle of nowhere, Picayune, Mississippi or something. Reminds me of old Lovelace's Grocery out in Picayune.
Well, I mean, the post office is right here. This looks like a little trailer.
Well, the building was the original Istachatta General Store, built back in the 1930s. And across the Rails to Trails bicycle path now, it used to be a rail line, there was the Istachatta train depot.
Right.
So everybody can get off the train, come right into the general store.
No kidding.
And
That's kind of cool.
And post office until they put the mobile home over here. Now it's used as a post office.
That's awesome, man. And that's as we've been sitting here watching the people on their bicycles filter in. It's still a watering hole. That's it seems to be very, very vital.
Yeah.
To the trail, because believe it or not, from about here to there is nothing. I mean,
Yeah, no, this section of the trail is 42.2 miles long.
yeah,
And yeah, the farther you go, the less you're going to find.
there's nothing. And once you get out past, once it starts getting next to US 19, once you get past Inglis
Nothing.
or Crystal River, Gulf Hammock, you're in the woods. US 19. That's it. That's all you got until you get to what is that? Not Cross City, the one south of there.
South of where?
Of Cross City. That little
Otter Creek.
No, there's that little general store on the right hand side. That's it. There's like some little general store there.
Well, first off, if you could ride your bike from here to there, you're already doing something good. Right?
Oh, yeah,
I'm already
absolutely.
thinking, I'm like, yeah, I ain't going that far.
No.
So,
Lost me. It's 42 miles from here to there.
Yeah.
That's 50 miles.
yep, you lost me.
Yeah, I'm not doing that on a beach cruiser anytime
Yeah.
soon.
not
no,
happening.
sir.
But anyway, this is where it's happening, and this is the place. A beautiful little town. If you ever get a chance to come by or come visit, expect not to stay long, because there's really not that much here unless you go around the corner and you go to the other little eatery that's here in town. It's the River.
Breeze Riverside Restaurant.
Breeze Riverside.
Right around the corner in Nobleton on 476, right by the river.
There you go. And that's the only good eatery spot unless you want to get in a can of Spam at the Dollar General.
And I will tell you, if you come out here, don't worry about your cell phones, y'all. Because there ain't no service.
You get one bar and one bar only. And you get to share it with eight other people.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. But beautiful place. But also we have to commend Toby for his new movie that has just come out. And the new movie is called
The Python Hunt.
The Python Hunt, which was filmed down south.
Down in our Everglades.
Right?
Now, was it an area that we went to, almost close to where we were?
Yes.
When you and I went down there?
Yes, very close.
My
Very
first
close. You
python
and I hunted down
catch.
the L28 levee behind the Miccosukee Reservation.
Yep.
And the gist of this movie, we were hunting in the Big Cypress Management Area,
Nice.
just miles away from where you were.
Nice.
Now, how'd this movie come about? I mean, who backed you? Did all that kind of good stuff? Throw out them big names.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, through their company Artists Equity, they backed the film and provided a budget for them to work with. And I was contacted just out of the blue as a python hunter, and they wanted to know if I would participate in the film. So we went through the whole vetting process, and we started filming. And I actually took our director Xander Robin, who was like just the greatest guy ever. And I said, it'd be real easy to make me the brunt of the joke of the story, the fat guy. And he's like, oh, hey, you don't get it. You're the star. You're it. You're our guy.
Oh,
I'm like,
boy. Here we go.
Had to get a bigger hat.
Here
and
we go.
everything.
Need a bigger hat.
That's that Hollywood talk.
Yeah.
That's that Hollywood talk.
Yeah. So we filmed for 10 days down in the Everglades and caught some snakes on film. And it started as a documentary, but it's much more than that. It's more of a documentary comedy. There's quite a bit of drama involved, and it's.
Does it go into the details about just how bad of an invasive species they actually are in our state?
Absolutely, yeah. There's 90% mammal reduction throughout most parts of the Everglades now, directly attributable to the Burmese python invasion.
Right. Now, when they say mammal, they're talking about everything from deer to possums, raccoons.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Back in the day, I used to guide for the Seminole Tribe of Florida down on the Big Cypress. And it was like scenes out of National Geographic. There's wildlife everywhere. You see otters, bobcats, rabbits, deer. You go down now, it's a wasteland.
Even from the time that you and I went down there, because I know we saw a lot of stuff when we were down there.
Yeah, well, now I was down there for 10 days this last August. And during that 10-day period, surveying 12 hours at a time at night with spotlights, I saw 5 field rats.
That's it?
No raccoons, possums, wild hogs. There was just nothing. And
No
the
deer?
snakes are eating them all. No deer.
That's crazy,
Not one
dude.
deer.
No, I mean,
Because it wasn't that long ago we were there together.
well,
Yeah, 4 years.
I understand that they have a huge impact on there, and of course, a lot of Floridians, a lot of crackers that are here would say, well, the alligators will take care of that. They'll eat all those, and they'll take care of it, and the red-tailed hawks and all that kind of stuff. But in reality, for a creature that only has to eat like once a month, I mean, and make babies the rest of the time,
Make baby the rest of the time.
it's hard to get a hold of them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not like they're just out there everywhere. They're well hidden, well camouflaged, and they found a great environment for the time that had an abundance of food. And now that we've got the drought situation that's going on there, you're going to have a lot more animals that are going to be moving into northern areas of the Everglades, and that includes the snakes. They're going to go where the food is. It's like
eventually it's just going to slowly work its way up.
The population is steadily marching north. I mean, just recently they caught a 13-foot wild Burmese python in St. Petersburg. Yep.
That's in your neck of the woods there, son.
Right,
How the hell
the
did they
woods.
get into St. Pete? That means it had to cross.
They're steadily moving northward because
It
they've
had to
depleted the
cross
food
Tampa Bay.
sources. Yeah, well, they do swim. They swam across out into the Keys, and it's just an ecological disaster. And at this point, the U.S. Geologic Survey, the most recent one that they performed, estimated 300,000 Burmese pythons in the wild.
That's unbelievable. That's more than we have black bears and almost up to the alligator status.
Yeah, at this point, it's widely recognized that we're never going to eradicate them. They're here to stay. The best we can hope for is to continue to take enough numbers out of our glades to prevent the spread and to keep them in the southern counties.
And give the mammals a chance to kind of climb up a little bit.
Start a little bit of recovery, maybe.
I mean, there's nothing you can introduce that's going to take them down because we already got the gators there.
Well, they keep introducing more species. I mean, we have 64 species of invasive reptiles now. I'm one of the first private hunters that caught a green anaconda in Collier County. They'd caught a handful in Brevard County. And
you're talking about like anaconda get as long as a school bus?
Yeah.
Like
27, 30 footers. Of course, the one I caught was 28 inches.
Well, they came from somewhere.
Which proved that there is a breeding population in Collier County now.
God.
And
I couldn't imagine.
You better call Matt Damon again. Tell him to send some more money.
Well, what I don't.
You got to get down there and start
more films.
A lot more
filming.
filming.
Well, they bring J-Lo down for Anaconda Part 2.
I don't know.
You know what interests me though is like with Affleck and Damon. What made them interested in doing a film like this? I mean, I picture them as the Boston guys, the Duncan Kings,
or something artsy fartsy.
Yeah, I don't picture them being an outdoorsy or even give a crap.
I think it was just the environmental disaster that's taken place down here with all the invasive species.
Yeah. We have a lot in Florida.
There's just a lot going on, waging war against them. The Florida Wildlife Commission has 50 licensed hunters that they keep active in the South. Not enough. South Florida Water Management District has an additional 50.
That's not even close.
Not even close. But they're the only guys that collect the bounty at $20 a foot. And the rest of us, we go down and we can sell the skins for about $10 a foot, but we're not collecting any bounty or anything. We're just trying to right the wrongs. We created the situation. Now it's up to us to try to keep it in check.
Well, now where can we see the movie yet? Is it out in theaters? Can we see it online or anything?
It's still going through the film festival process. It hasn't been released for general distribution at this point, but it'll be in theaters. I'm pretty confident in the next couple of months.
All right.
Nice.
I mean,
start seeing it up on the marquees.
So did you get to go to the premieres? Did you get to go to all those things?
I have. I attended the very first world premiere was at the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas.
Right.
And I traveled out there, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I got a private screening with just myself and the director the first night, and then we had some talks with the PR guys.
That's cool.
And then the next day it was just photo shoot after photo shoot, and then the red carpet thing.
It's a whole new experience, isn't it?
It was crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I really enjoyed visiting that world, but I wouldn't want to live in it.
Well, you know what? Hold on.
Way too busy.
Speaking of that world there, buddy. So I got to do something here. I found you on the red carpet. And I also found another cool little picture.
Yeah, that's
check that out.
That's a still from the film.
But
with one of the catches.
The famous Toby Benoit. How big is that snake?
That was 8 foot 4 inches.
8 foot 4 inches on that one there.
So, but I gotta get you to sign this one there, buddy, because I'll tell you what, it's
those are nice.
Yeah, man. I gotta get the first Toby Benoit autograph here.
So you got those off the official Toby Benoit movie site, or where did you get those?
Yeah. This will be on eBay tomorrow for $10.99. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Sign the back one there?
Yeah, man, sign that one.
Where did you get the pictures from?
So right off of Toby's Facebook page. I skinked it right off his page, and
That's
I went
kind of
to
a cheater's way to do it.
And I went to CVS and I said, I need to print 2 pictures, please. And thank you, brother.
You didn't go to the official Toby Benoit movie site? And,
not yet. We're gonna sit down and talk about that.
We don't have one of those yet.
Wait. So that officially means that you can have an IMDb page.
Yes, you
I
can.
can,
So why aren't you making one? You should make one.
because I am so technologically
Oh my
inefficient.
So I guess I'll be
I don't
getting a
know.
phone call later going, so how about those pictures I signed? I need a website.
Yeah.
I need IMDb.
That's
I need
set
a
me
Writers
up.
Guild. I need.
Yeah, I got to get my
I
SAG
mean,
card.
I mean, our boy Les McDowell has got his own IMDb page and all that kind of good stuff. So, speaking
Well,
of,
Mr. McDowell has been around the business a lot longer than I have.
well, speaking of that, I think next weekend we're going to go down to Lester's place and film the show at the old Dry Creek television's
Right.
set out there that they have.
Which we both had an opportunity to be on that show,
Right.
which is kind of a cool time.
Yeah, we were there for the longest time, and
You were the sheriff, right?
I was the sheriff in the first season.
And I did. I was the horse buyer in the episode of The Doll.
Yeah, the doll, which
Doll.
was actually a really
That
good
was a
episode.
fantastic episode.
Much better than mine.
Did you at least get a good deal on the horse?
I was the horse seller. I was the
He
buyer.
was
Yeah,
the buyer.
I got a good deal. Yeah. Nice swift kicking.
Made,
You
made
know
a couple of
what?
bucks.
But I talked to our friend Les McDowell. By the way, you can look him up. I'll just go Google Dry Creek and you'll find him there. But he said, well, you can come down. He says, but we lost the saloon and a bunch of other buildings from the hurricanes.
Yeah.
They got torn up pretty bad. But we want to go down there and film before it's gone, because apparently he's selling the place and moving to Georgia so he can be close to the television and film industry, because he's still
He's been doing a lot.
he's been doing a lot of
He's been
movies
very busy, yes.
and been busy. So that's why I was saying, call your boy Matt Damon, tell him to do part 2, or do something, or have him do a copy or a movie about your book. Chetta, what's it called? Istachatta, what is it?
Caloosahatchee.
Caloosahatchee. Caloosahatchee is one of the best little books that you'll ever read.
That's the adventure one, right? Where he went down the river.
Yeah, it was about a man's
Yeah.
journey literally from out of state, and his journey through Florida. What year was that? 18 something? What was
That
17?
was 1866.
1866.
Was right after. That's the rebuild time after the Civil War.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They were just beginning the Reconstruction era after the war,
And-
and he was traveling.
Traveling back then, the only way to get to Florida was either to walk or horse or waterways.
Water.
Which he did water all the way down the St. John's, down through Okeechobee, and then down over to Chattahoochee or whatever it is you were talking about.
Yeah, Caloosahatchee River.
Caloosahatchee. And that book is it still available? Can you
It
still
is.
buy it?
It is. It's still in print.
Where can you get that?
You can
TobyBenoit.com. No.
Amazon.com/Toby Benoit.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just like that.
But you got a
And
lot of
it's,
books.
Yeah, I have quite a few. Most are based on Florida history. You know, the forgotten history that people just don't know about. You're not gonna read it in a classroom.
No.
Hold on, we got to give him a little more credit. He not only has a lot of books, he is a best-selling author with
that is
books.
true.
Well, that's
So let's not underplay what we got going on here, brother. You got some stuff going on.
But I mean, that story, I mean, would fit in.
I'd watch that on the movie.
I mean, for Florida, I mean, that's up there. That book, if the story is done and it's done correctly as the book, it would be up there with Where the Red Fern Grows, Old Yeller. What's another that was filmed?
The Yearling.
The Yearling, filmed here, and all those kinds of things.
Top Gun.
Top Gun. Top Gun.
Well, maybe not Top
Toby
Gun.
does his own stunts.
Top Gun too. but it would be up there, and it would be a good Florida story. And believe it or not, the guy we were talking about, Les McDowell, that was why he started Dry Creek. He was talking about the old town. It was a fictional town, but modeled after a town here in Florida, when Florida was the capital of the cattle business back in the day.
And
you
people
know?
don't realize that. We have more cattle here than most states do.
We were number one.
Well, it all started here in 1521. The first cattle and horses arrived in North America, and they landed right here in Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, they established the first ranching communities. And
Before
Texas, New
Texas was
Mexico,
even
they
thought of.
they can all claim the whole cowboy thing.
And
but
most
it all
people-
started right here in Florida.
And talking about cowboy, I've been watching. Have you seen that TV show called The Ultimate Cowboy?
No.
With Trace Atkins on it.
No.
So I've been watching it on Prime, and it was a couple years old. But there was a young lady from Crystal River who went out to be the ultimate cowboy, and and I'm watching the. I don't know where she's at now. I got to find out because I want to go talk to her.
Wouldn't it be the ultimate cowgirl?
Well, yeah, but the show's called Ultimate Cowboy, but I don't know if she wins or not. I haven't watched it all the way
kind
yet.
of gender biased, isn't
But
Well, and
she's from Crystal River, and she's a cowboy.
well, we'll see.
That girl can rope, she can ride, she can cattle, she does all.
I think Crystal River. I think mermaid.
See, same.
Yeah.
But most people think Florida, they think oranges and Disney.
Yeah.
They don't realize that we have such an agricultural background, and then the I can never say it right. The horses. Equestrian. Thank you. I don't know. It's the one word, man.
Like that.
Yeah, I think we even have some Florida horses running in the Kentucky Derby later today.
Yeah, it's on today. You got your big hat on. You ready?
You got that right.
And you got to remember, Florida also has its own breed of horses and its own breed of cattle.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
So, I mean, to bring it up, Florida was the cattle producing state in the nation, in the young country that we were, until Texas came along. And even when Texas was king, Florida was still number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still number 2 when it came to cattle. Not only that, and agriculture.
I'll tell you what, on the way out, I saw a store that I want to stop at on the way out. It said, big sign, local beef. It's over by downtown Brooksville, where the Country Boy Cracker restaurant is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Local beef. I'm stopping there on the way home and see how much some steaks are, because I want some local beef.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a great way to do it. But anything else, I mean, when it comes to the books, I mean, your genre, it's not Westerny, it's just more like Florida history.
Florida history. That's right.
And like this little town that we're in right now, Istachatta, and which again means man snake.
Yeah, pretty historic little town. I think it was 1879 when John Wesley Hardin, the famous Texas gunfighter, he got off the train right here at the Istachatta train station.
What the heck was he doing here?
He rode into Brooksville and shot a guy who'd been stealing cows. The rancher that hired him.
Wait, was he a lawman then, or was he just a hired gun?
No, he was a hired gun at the time.
Yeah.
He needed a couple extra bucks, so they put him on a train, brought him to Istachatta. He stepped off out of the train depot.
Went
right
20 miles down the road here.
They met him with 2 horses. They went into town. He shot the guy. They came back. He hung out, fished on the river for 4 days until the train came back through.
You're kidding me.
No, it's all in the book Istachatta.
Oh, is it?
By Toby Benoit.
There we go.
Released October 2024.
Didn't Harding die in Texas? Didn't they shoot him in?
Yeah, he shot him in the back of the head.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
After he'd already served his time in the Florida prison.
Right.
And while he was in prison, he got his law degree. And then he returned back to Texas and hung up his shingle as a lawyer. And a deputy sheriff saw him, recognized him, didn't realize he'd served his time, and he was good.
Thought he was a wanted man.
Thought he was a wanted man, so
And
he
they put him in
walked up
jail?
and shot him in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, they hung the deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hung him.
They killed him.
Holy, that's
I remember that story.
wow.
And Florida's been known for its share of outlaws. Ma Barker and her boys were not too far away from here, over on the other side of Panosofsky, where the villages are now. Her house was there for the longest time.
It still is. They moved it to the north shore of the lake. It was on the south side of the lake.
Right.
Now they moved it to the north shore of the lake.
Yeah, Ma Barker, you can look her up in
The old house is still there with all the bullet holes.
And let's not forget, not too far away on the other side of Lake Panosofsky is where Randy Rhoads got killed.
That's right.
Lead guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne.
That is right. I forgot about that.
Oh.
That house is still there. They rebuilt it and everything. It's all still looks the same.
I didn't realize that was there.
Dude, it's on the other side of the interstate.
That was a sad day.
Go light a candle now.
Hey, that's a sad day, man. Randy
Maybe a
Rhoads.
black one for Randy.
Well, anyway, we got a little off track, but we are out here for the 2nd annual Toby Benoit Mudfish Challenge. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll kind of go down some of the things of what makes a mudfish a mudfish. Sounds good, right?
Sure.
Get a little education while you're watching the show. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I'm Braden Gunn. That's Captain Vince Noble, and this is Mr. Sir Toby Benoit. Yes, that's what the Queen named him. And we'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Lauren Hatton. I'm your new media coordinator, and I'm with the Big and Wild Outdoors. I'm just coming on here to say hi, introduce myself, and tell you that we are looking for partnerships. We want you to work with us. We want to have your partnerships. We want to have your sponsorship. We just want to collab. So reach out to us. My information will be listed below. So be sure and reach out to us and let us know how we can join forces. So it's nice to meet you guys. I'm over here in Arkansas, so it's a beautiful day outside enjoying it, and just wanted to say hi. Bye.
right, welcome back, everybody. It's the Big and Wild
Alrighty
Outdoors. I'm Braden Gunn.
That's how we're doing it.
That's a damn fine transition.
That's Captain Vince Noble, and this is Mr. Toby Benoit, the man behind the second annual Toby Benoit Mudfish Challenge. And we are in Istachatta, Florida, which is a little bit north of Brooksville, a little bit south of Panosofsky, and in between Inverness and the coast, and Tampa's way the hell over there.
It's a booming town of 200.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a metropolis, that's for sure.
But you know what? You'll probably notice that even though there's 200 people that live here, there is traffic going by all the time, because
That's what I was thinking.
it's one of these little country roads that all the motorcycle clubs and people with
yeah.
with fancy cars that they drive twice a year, they like to come up here and drive these backwoods country roads, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them. That's
It's
how I
still
got.
a
That's how I
very
came
rural
in.
community, and there's a lot of cattle farming, a little bit of citrus, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful drive with the live oaks and the Spanish moss, and it gets a lot of attention on the weekends. Just the weekend drivers, people just want to get out of the house and get a little fresh air and see something pretty in the state.
Stop in at Bree's little store here and
Breeze
fill up on
Provisions.
I mean, I did the
water.
same thing. I came the back way. I got on 54 and 54 to 41 and came on up
How
that
long
way.
did it take you to get here from Bel Air?
About an hour and a half.
Really, that long?
Well, we took the back roads. I had to, trust me, I had to get out of Pinellas County first. Then I got on the,
It takes an hour and a half just to get out of Pinellas
racetrack.
County.
I took Racetrack Road and came up that way and came all that back way and all the way through Gun Highway to 54 to 41.
You
and
guys
then
getting
40.
all that? Because you know exactly what that is.
It was way over that way
Yeah,
to way over this way.
yeah. Me, I hit the Howard Franklin Bridge at 9:30 and got here at 10:30.
Yeah,
Interstate the whole way.
Well, we got up.
Just use your GPS, because half the people that live here don't know how to get here.
I mean, we got up at 7. We stopped. We had breakfast, and we just took our sweet old time. We got here what, quarter
When
to
you got
10.
here.
Yeah, something like that.
Had a cup of coffee, hung out, and here we are.
Well, speaking of hanging out, we are hanging out waiting for some of the people to come in for the weigh-in that starts in, I think, is
About
it
2
start
hours
at
they'll
3?
be here.
Start at 3 or is it end at 3?
It ends at 3.
It ends at 3.
Cut off is 3 o'clock, so they'll start trickling in any time now.
All right, well, that's cool. Well, before the break, we kind of said we were going to talk a little bit about mudfish to let you know exactly what they are. And believe it or not, the mudfish, the beloved mudfish, has more than one name, just like any other popular fish in the world, but yet the mudfish is not that popular.
It's not that popular, but everybody knows what it is. Everybody's caught them.
Yeah, well, you may have not caught
I haven't.
them, but
I've never caught a mudfish.
and I think that
Well, you never catch anything else either.
Oh,
Oh
ouch.
boy, I'm sorry.
Ouch, that was a good one.
the mudfish, I want to go down the list of names and see if there's any that you've never heard of before, or the ones maybe they missed. But mudfish are also commonly known as the bowfin, the dogfish, swamp bass, swamp trout, and I heard one that I read called the mean fish,
Yes.
because they
They
are
are
so
a
vicious
mean
and mean. Not necessarily to everything, but the fact that they will eat everything.
They're more of a territorial.
They get especially mean when, after the females lay their eggs and the male guards the nest, the male stays until they're about 4 inches long, and then they pretty much scatter and they go on their own. But
They're pretty vicious.
they've been known, it's the only fish in the freshwater that have been known to actually physically attack a human being for being too close to the nest.
What?
Yeah. And actually, some of them have actually leapt out of the water to attack somebody on the shore.
Sharks don't even do that.
Yeah, if you got too close to the bedding area.
Dude, that's crazy. I could not imagine telling that story.
And
What happened to you?
I wouldn't tell that story.
Nah, probably not.
And they eat everything. There's nothing in the water that they will not eat. Snakes, turtles, ducklings, birds, land animals, amphibians, crustaceans, mollusks.
They're the freshwater tiger shark.
They are the freshwater tiger shark.
Dude,
They even
that's
have stripes like a
crazy.
tiger.
Yeah.
We should call them the fresh tiger. That'll be a new name.
Fresh tiger. Well,
Fresh
we'll
tiger.
Fresh
submit.
tiger.
We'll submit that one.
Fresh tiger wolf.
When you get around South Louisiana, it's always a shoe pick.
A
The
who?
French, it's a French Creole name called a shoe pick.
Shoe pick.
And that's what they call a mudfish down in South Louisiana.
Well, and a crappie
And
is a
don't
suckling.
let a Cajun catch you throwing it back in. It'll start a fight.
They are good eating for a lot of people. They're very,
Oh,
they're
they
very.
love
I would never
They're
thought
not a
that.
very flaky meat, but they're a perfect meat for anything because there's not a lot of flavor to them. They're not a fishy
Yeah, it's
flavor.
not a fishy. They readily accept whatever seasoning you put on them.
Right. And you know, a lot of people say it also depends, like anything else, the water you catch them in. It's like catfish. If you're catching catfish in a sewer hole, they're going to taste pretty crappy. But if they're in Lake Panisofsky, they're going to be deliciously clean. And
are they an oily fish?
No, they're a white fishy.
Dry.
Yeah.
They're almost. I saw a couple of people cleaning them last year on that back table back there, and when they flip that meat over, it's almost like a bass. It's a very white,
Very
meat
white
with a
meat, very clean.
with a very pink top. You know, dude, it's a very clean looking fish.
It's better, driving me crazy.
And if you flay them down the back and butterfly them out like a smoked mullet and put them on the smoker,
Right.
you never know you weren't eating smoked mullet. They're
Wait,
delicious.
But they're not. They don't have that mullety, fishy flavor, do they? That oily flavor?
No. But whatever you season them with, they're going to taste like. But they still have it. When you cook it, it could get a little. You get that little hint of mullet in there.
See, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of mullet.
I made mullet dip out of mudfish before.
Wait, you don't like mullet?
I do not like mullet.
What?
I don't like mullet.
Why
I thought you
don't
were native born.
I am, but I don't like mullet.
Why cracker don't eat mullet?
No, this white cracker don't eat mullet.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna have to rethink this whole image thing I've had for you now.
Ah, man, you know what? I would eat almost any fish. I just don't like it. It tastes dirty to me.
You were my
has that-
sister. My sister in Texas is the same way. In Texas, they won't eat mullet. It's strictly a bait fish that they use.
Yeah, but don't your sister eat catfish?
Yes, they eat those damn saltwater hardhead catfish.
Yeah, I don't eat catfish either. I'll eat freshwater catfish.
Calf tops? Oh man, I'll eat them all day.
Yeah.
But you know them hardheads,
No.
you know, it's like a placo to me. It's like a plecostomus. I'm not eating that.
Nah, we're talking some red
those are too hard
snapper.
to
We're
clean.
talking some mangrove snapper.
Well, the mullet, for
hogfish.
years that was like the poor people fish.
Yeah.
Only the poor people would eat the mullet.
I
And
don't mind mullet.
oftentimes they would catch the mullet just by the hundreds of pounds.
Right.
They chop them up, throw them in the gardens for fertilizer.
So I would do that with ladyfish.
My mom used to do that with hardhead catfish. My brothers would be fishing and they'd catch catfish in the canal.
Mm-hmm.
She'd say, "Throw them over in the garden. Throw them in the garden. Throw them in the garden."
Yep.
So the bad thing about gardening after you've dumped a bunch of catfish in there, the spines never go away.
No, just stick
They never go away.
Keep your shoes on.
And you'd be out there digging, and it's like this white blade sticking up. You're like, "Oh, okay, man." Yeah, but that's what they use for. But anyway, interesting facts. See if you know. If you don't know, tell me about the mudfish.
I know.
I bet you. I put money on he knows.
The mudfish is closely most related to what other freshwater fish in the country?
Ooh, I got this one.
You got that
Ding,
one?
ding, ding, ding.
All right.
Okay.
Snakehead.
No.
No.
Oh, come on.
The garfish.
Gar.
Okay.
They're in the gar
Absolutely.
family. They have rows of teeth, top and bottom.
Yeah, and
You get him to the boat side. Do not try to lip him like a bass.
they got
You'll
good
regret
teeth.
it.
They got almost like bluefish teeth. They got really good teeth.
So I can't do the thumb suck.
Don't.
Don't do the thumbs up. No.
They are also bimodal. BIMODAL. Bimodal, which means
They're trannies. I mean, that's going too far.
they're
When you bring it to the fish, I mean, that's a little much.
they're bimodal breathers.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they can breathe on land.
That means they can breathe air.
They can sit on the riverbank for like 4 or 5 hours.
They have a gas bladder. They're like a tarpon or some other things that help them to breathe air or whatever. That's why they can live in crap ass water.
Yeah.
Where there's not a lot of air, they can come up, take a breath, and go down, like the placas. Because you got to remember that mudfish are considered to be ancient fish, like gar, placos, and even tarpon. They've been around since the Jurassic period.
Yeah, the time of the
That's
Ichthyosaurus.
insane.
200, they estimate 200 million years ago. They've been around since then, hanging out. So, and they haven't tasted any better since day one. But they're also known as frogfish because of that reason. If you throw them up on land, they kind of get that little squirmy, like a walking catfish, but they'll also flop and kind of hop to get back to the water.
All right, so that's the mudfish. Because I've seen videos on that, and I just never realized what kind of fish it was.
It's always amazed me that they know the direction of the water.
I don't know how
You can throw them 100 yards up on the bank, and they're going to make it back to the river. They know which direction they're going.
they used to always tell me that because they can smell the water. You know, they can smell the water. It's like an alligator. You know, an alligator
Yeah.
you'll see walking in the middle of the woods, and you're like, where the heck is that king going? And then all of a sudden, you know, you kind of go where they're going, like, oh crap, there's a pond over there. And he somehow
He knew where it was at.
knew that pond was over there, you know, a half a mile away. And he's going, damn it, I'm going to make it. It's hot over here.
And see, the reason I'm asking all these because I'm not a freshwater guy. I've always been saltwater, so that's why I don't know, and I'm asking the questions because I have no idea.
Well, here's another one. mudfish will live in one place their entire lives.
That's crazy.
In other words, if you see one, it's on a river and the water goes and recedes to the point to where it's just a pond in the middle, they'll stay there till the water rises back up again. They won't leave for better, greener pastures. They'll just stay in the same area until you hook them and bring them out to the Toby Benoit second annual tournament.
All right, well, let me ask this. What about, I mean, if the food goes down, obviously they're going to move if there's nothing to eat.
If they run out of food, they're going to go upstream a little way so they get into better hunting.
But they're probably not going to go very far, though.
Nah, just until they get better hunting.
And they also, it says here that they'll live in warm, acidic waters, very tannic water, very dark water, very runoffy type muddy water.
Yeah, kind of like these old river swamps out here along the Withlacoochee.
Yeah, the water out here on the Withlacoochee, at this point in the river,
looks like
literally looks like tea.
Yeah, I was going to say, glass of sweet tea.
You even scoop up a glass of water of it, and it'll look like Lipton fresh brewed tea.
It makes the best skinny dipping because nobody knows.
First off,
can't see past here.
Ain't nobody gonna want to see any of this skinny dipping. First off.
Well, they don't know.
Secondly,
they don't know until you go back.
Secondly,
right
I am not gonna get in water I can't see, and I know what's in there. And if they bite people, no.
Oh yeah, too many things hanging out.
The name of this town ain't biting. Just saying, y'all. That ain't happening.
But last but not least, and I don't know why they'd even include this in their bio, but mudfish are also prone to liver cancer and leukemia.
The fish is.
The fish is.
But it's not communicable.
No, you can still eat it.
You're not going to catch
Well,
it.
look at the water they're living in.
But it also kind of tells, I mean, how are you going to know? I mean, you're not going to know unless you go get a lab result. And,
I mean, are they in the water confident?
They don't lose all their scales or anything like that. But, it's one of the things, but the mudfish, a lot of people will confuse it like Vince did at first with the snakehead.
Because it has a lot of similarities to a snakehead.
The snakehead is a little narrower in the head.
Yeah, they're not as chunky.
They're not as rounded. I mean, a mudfish is a very rounded head fish, big-headed fish. And,
but they do have the extended fins all the way down and around.
Right, and they swim kind of the
similar.
same. And they're as vicious as snakeheads, apparently. But I thought it was funny because I didn't know this, but when I was researching all the stuff about a mudfish, a story came up, as they do, because the algorithm knows what you're reading, said, hey, you might be interested in this story. And I did. I found this very interesting.
They got you.
Yeah, Big Brother's always watching.
Well, as we talked about earlier in the segment, Toby Benoit in his movie Python Hunter, there is a bounty for a certain amount of people who go down there, catch pythons, bring them in, eradicate them, and they get paid for the process of removing the snakes from the Everglades. I did not know this, but you can earn thousands of dollars fishing for snakeheads. What state do you think that would happen in?
I would think that would happen up in the Great Lakes region.
That is a good guess.
I'll say Mississippi.
Mississippi has its own problems with those damn flying
Silver
carp.
carp.
But the Asian carp. But no, Baltimore.
Maryland?
Baltimore in Maryland. Their reward program pays local anglers $30 a fish. And that includes snakeheads, blue catfish, and flathead catfish.
Wow.
So you can get $30 per fish that you turn in.
Wow.
So
that's not terrible.
For every snake,
road trip,
every catfish
right?
that you catch in a certain area that's marked in, demarcated into the area around the Baltimore Harbor and the Pesco River, Petapsco, Pesco
Sure.
River.
it's easy for him to say.
But I'm just saying,
that's all food.
it's an area where they're known to be like overpopulating the area. It says you can turn in 15 fish a week. So instantly, Braden whips out the calculator, which comes up to, and by the way, no cap. So it doesn't matter how many weeks you can do it. It's not like you only get 1 week out of the month or 1 month out of the year. So you can sit back and go fishing and make $450 a week, or $1,800 to $2,250 a month, depending on how many weeks in a month.
You're not making that money. Hold on.
That'll just cover my Copenhagen.
I was just gonna say, hold on. You make that money, but then you got to pay for gas. I'm sure you're gonna pay for parking to park
Well,
your
there's always gonna
trailer.
be overhead.
You're gonna have your overhead. So now you're making $3.15.
But dude, if you're a teenager,
Oh yeah, if you're a
nothing to
kid.
do and you got
If he's pushing a lawnmower.
and you got
True.
Dad's John boat to go out there with a can of Spam and some chicken livers or
I
whatever.
mean, you're not
it
gonna
is.
make a living on it.
Dude, there are people that can make a living off $1,800 a month. Now, maybe not in Baltimore.
Yeah, I was gonna
crabs
say
are
not there.
expensive. But if an extra $1,800 in your wallet every month, or $450 every 2 weeks, I mean, to go out and go fish on a Saturday or Sunday.
I mean,
your
yeah, I
kids.
would do that.
I mean, dude, you can wipe out 15 fish in no time. But it says, and here's the thing, all you have to do is go to a check station, they lop off the head and give you back the fish. So you get to keep the catfish and you get to keep the snakeheads, which
you-
are delicious.
So
Which
now
are
you
delicious.
got food too.
So you got
All
your
right,
food.
all right. So
So you can go make $1,800 to $2,250 a month and get to keep the fish. It's kind of like our Panfish Challenge. You get to win the money and you get to keep your fish.
that's not a bad deal.
And same with here. You get to
Not a
win
bad
$1,000 and you get to keep
You
the
can
fish.
keep the fish, absolutely.
But I just thought that was pretty interesting. I'm thinking, dang, man, these states are starting to get smart. If you really wanted to go, and this is what your point about the Burmese, they have about 100 people down there getting paid full time to go kill these snakes. If you incentivize them to where everybody could go out there and make themselves $20 a foot or whatever it is, depending on the length of the snake, you'd have people out there on the weekends just to make a little extra income.
Well, here
A
lies the
couple $100
problem.
on the weekend.
We actually do have that now. We don't get any bounty money from the state, but we can sell the skins for anywhere from $10 to $15 a foot.
But I'm saying
for
that's
the
a hassle.
skins.
You now got to skin it,
But
you got to snake it, you got to
a
salt it.
huge booming industry that's blowing up all over South Florida in the skin trade.
But you know, back in the day, I don't. You may not know, but you remember you used to go out on the old Double Eagle,
Yeah.
and which was an offshore fishing thing. You pay them like, I think it was like $85 for a 12-hour or 24-hour trip, and you'd go out to the middle grounds, 200 miles offshore. And these old guys used to go out with electric reels, catch a bunch of grouper, step off the boat. There'd be a guy there in a little Toyota
Yeah.
mini truck with a scale on the back, with a full of ice, and he'd pay you cash money for your fish. The guys would take the money, go back over, and then buy another ticket to go out the next day. And they would go out and go, and that was their vacation money, and they would go be able to do that anytime they wanted to. I'm like, they ought to do the same thing when it comes to the python, and they ought to do the same thing when it comes to any other.
But
invasive species.
here lies the problem between the fishing for the Baltimore and then the fishing for the grouper compared to going into the Everglades. People aren't going to take care of the Everglades. They're going to go in there, they're going to tear up the Everglades trying to find them. They're going to beat the crap out of the ecosystem.
No.
Yeah, people don't do that. They're going to go drive where they're not supposed to drive. They're going to do things that the hunters know what to do and what not to do. The guys getting paid know, and they're going to take care of the environment.
You've been there.
You're going to get the Yahoo that doesn't know, and he's going to tear crap up.
He
We're going to
ain't
leave.
gonna-
They're going
but
to leave a worse carbon footprint than we already got,
Jeez,
and we're still
man.
going to have snakes.
What, you got a pink shirt on underneath that shirt?
Negative Nancy. Come on.
Well,
now.
am I wrong?
Well,
Well,
but
you're not wrong, but
yeah,
I mean,
that
come on.
happens everywhere and in any situation.
Absolutely. Any public land you've ever deer hunted on.
Dude, it doesn't even have to be public land.
Or public waterways that you've ever fished on. There's always the guys that are doing full throttle through the no wake zones.
Go to Clearwater Beach after Memorial Day weekend and take a look at it. Tell me
Well,
what
we
you
just
think.
had that issue this past weekend.
Right.
The owner, Janice Live, ran into the ferry. And this is his second offense of hitting a boat and running.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with his
Well,
activity.
there's
Well,
always
it has a lot
gonna
to
be
and
do
you
a few
still
bad
don't know if he
apples
was
in the
driving the
barrel.
boat.
He was driving the boat.
You don't know that. How do you prove that?
Okay, lawyer.
I'm just saying that he went back to the dock and dropped off a bunch of people for a reason. So, it could have been a 10-year-old. Because remember, he was cited years ago for an underage driver driving his boat. So he may have CYA'd somebody else and said, I'll take the hit, so that my 15-year-old or 16-year-old doesn't go to jail for killing somebody.
But here's the other thing too. If he took his name off his business and he doesn't have it's a whole thing. He's guilty. He did it.
I know this much. There's not enough people down there for 100 guys to go down there and clean those out.
But my point is, if you open it up to the public like that and give them a reward, they're going to beat the hell out of the Everglades.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think it is.
No, you'd have a few bad apples, but you can't let them upset the barrel.
No,
Because we have to have people down there, hands on, boots on the ground, catching the snakes.
I agree. No, I've been there. I've been there.
The only way that we can help stop the spread of the 300,000+ Burmese pythons loose in our Everglades is just people out there getting involved.
So you educate the people that are going out there hunting what to do, what not to do.
Absolutely. Well, every year the state puts on the Florida Python Challenge. This past August during the Florida Python Challenge, we had hunters coming all the way from San Francisco, Maine. Had a guy from Ontario. They come from all over.
How many did they get? I don't remember the number.
Well, they only caught 207.
That's not going to do anything.
You had 1,000 hunters signed up. They got 207. It's only a drop in the bucket for sure.
Right.
But you know, every one of those big females laden with eggs. I mean, they can lay up to 128 eggs at a time.
That's crazy.
And they only have an 20% mortality.
Right.
So every 100 eggs that are laid, 80 of those are gonna reach maturity.
Well, and the thing is if you open it up year round, not just with the challenge, but if you open it up year round, then it's not a big mob scene where you have people that are out there doing it.
That was my
it's
point.
Like Louisiana when it comes to nutrients. Dude, it doesn't matter where you get that nutria. It's open all year round. If you find it dead on the side of the road, people will stop, go over with a pocket knife, cut the tail off, because that's $5 you're leaving on the road. And so you got people that are making a living going out and killing nutrias with a 22 and coming in with a bag of them and making $150, $200 a day. So, I mean, dude, and they're not out there destroying it. They're out there living in it, trying to do and protect. I think if you're going to be the kind of person who goes out in the Everglades to find an invasive species, you're going to be conscious enough not to leave your freaking
I agree with that. I'm talking about the yahoos who aren't. The yahoos will come in from out of state.
That's
That's anywhere. They're the minimum, though. I mean, that's not the norm.
No.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
so quit poo-pooing our idea.
And the glades will recover.
Yeah.
But it is legal to hunt them year round.
Yeah. Even
on the federal properties you can get in. Not all of the lands that are owned by the South Florida Water Management District. But for instance, I hunt a lot in the Big Cypress Wildlife Management Area, and I catch a lot of snakes in there. And it's open year round. Anybody can go at any time. And there's actually a pretty good business in spotlights in South Florida, because all the teenagers, instead of hanging out trying to find some place to go steal dad's beer or whatever, they're out hunting for snakes.
Yeah, because you can make money.
That's right.
You can make it, like I said, it's the same thing in Baltimore or anywhere else. Weekend, take the kids, go out and make yourself $200.
Yeah, every 10-foot snake's worth about $200.
That's okay with me. All right, we're going to take a real quick break. It is the Big and Wild Outdoors. We're out here at the second annual Toby Benoit Mudfish Challenge.
Right there.
And a couple of guys just pulled up in a pickup truck. They're looking impatient because I think they want to go hit and get something to eat or something. So I'm assuming they got fish in the back of that truck. You got fish? You got fish in there?
We got a few.
How many is a few? That's more than 3.
Break them out. Let's see them.
When we come back from break, we'll take a look at them, and we'll let you take a look at them.
I'll jump out, and they can jump in and show you all the fish.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Me too.
All right, we're going to take a fast one. We are the Big and Wild Outdoors. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Big and Wild Outdoors. I'm Braden Gunn. That's Captain Vince Noble right there, and Toby's getting some scales over in the truck because
It's almost that time.
we have some folks here that are bringing in their catch for the day. Not their biggest and best because they're keeping those
Those
as
are
a secret.
the secret ones.
But we wanted to welcome in Nick
Eric, man, come on.
Eric Campanelli.
Good Lord.
Carpinelli.
Like, hey, you, come on over.
Eric, come on in. Come on, have a seat.
What's up, brother?
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
I'm
Nice to
sorry-
meet you, man.
sorry-
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, if you don't know who this man is, if you live in this area of Istachatta, he is probably one of the best knife makers in this area. And he's got one. Toby Benoit has one of his pink stickers, and the last time he showed it to me at the turkey,
Yeah,
at the
he's had it for
turkey
a while.
dealio. I mean, dude, this wasn't no little toothpick cleaner. This was this was a whopper knife. I mean, is there a way that people can take a look at some of your work?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook mostly.
Yeah.
I usually sell off of that. My name is Eric Carpinetti, or Carpinetti Custom Knives.
Yeah.
I got a group there that you can find me on.
Now, now,
That'd be cool.
I'm not Italian, so spell your damn last name.
It could be Carpinetti.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't too hard.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, for you Italians, it's easy. It's easy stuff. But do you custom knives?
I
mean,
do all
you-
custom knives. Yeah, mostly all order. You order from me, and I'll make what you want.
Right?
I
But you
use-
make like you have a signature style though, like that.
Not really. I got over 150 some designs.
What?
Yeah, so
Good
you
night.
can pick whatever design you want. You just kind of give me an idea what you're looking for, and I can always share what I got.
Right.
And if you like it, I can build it, or we can change it up and go off of that, whatever you guys want.
That's nice. Well, now but today you're not making knives, obviously.
No,
You
out
went out-
fishing today.
You went out to go, and did you fish last year too?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
How'd you do last year?
Oh, we didn't catch anything last year.
What?
Yeah, we just came and hung out.
man,
Really,
wow.
it was more of a hang out with my buddy Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you call him his buddy?
Yeah, he's my buddy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, we're good friends.
Well, there's two. So, anyway.
I mean, I did make a knife for the challenge.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, oh, can we see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hold on. Before you pull the knife out, this guy's over here holding fish, man. Let's see the fish so we can put it back in the
yeah,
cooler.
that's right.
So you just
Come
so you
on.
know, this is what a mudfish looks
Come
like.
on in.
Now, who's this?
This is my buddy Garrett.
Garrett? Well, you can go over there and kind of get him in the.
That's a
net.
mudfish.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, we only caught two, but we only been out for a couple hours in the morning.
Now, are you gonna eat these, or are you gonna throw them out, or what are you gonna do?
Nah, I usually don't eat them.
Right? What?
Some people do.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Now, this is all you caught today? I mean, did you?
We
or
caught
did-
those and two catfish
And 2 turtles.
and two turtles. Yeah.
What kind of turtle? Sliders?
Yeah.
You didn't keep those?
No, I didn't keep them.
What those?
Did you-
Man?
I don't keep turtles.
What?
No.
You can eat almost every part of it except for the shell and the head.
I know,
Why would
but
you want to?
no, I'm good.
Oh my gosh. You're the worst Italian on the planet.
Hey, you can see them teeth in there now too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
Really?
things are good. Yeah, look at them teeth.
Let's see. Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, stick your finger in
They're
there.
still breathing.
Yeah, stick your finger in
No,
there, buddy.
they're still breathing.
Yeah, I know.
Them suckers.
That gill plate's a little sharp.
Yeah, this thing
Yeah.
screwed me up the first time when I didn't realize it. I reached down and grabbed them.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it was bam, right on my thumb.
Yeah,
You
that's,
said their gill plates are sharp? Kind of like
Yeah.
a snook.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and they got sharp old teeth in there too, man. But anyway, let's take a look at this knife. Now you made this one as a
Appreciate you, brother.
donation.
Thank
That's
you.
a donation. Yep.
Okay. Oh. So what would you call this knife? What is that? What is your?
This is a straight back. It's what I would call it. It'd be a good Skinner knife, anything like that. It's made out of high carbon, 1/8
That's nice.
steel. But it's just got a pole dock handle on it, brass pins. Just a plain Jane little, just a little knife.
Now what'd you call that wood? Podock.
Pole dock, yes.
What is poldock?
It's from Brazil. It's a reddish color orange wood,
Yeah.
and it's a hardy wood. It don't break very easily, but it's super lightweight.
Yeah, it is.
That's a nice knife.
I like this knife because the meat's in the back.
it
so
feels
you can hang
good when
on
you
to
hold it.
And go and go and
Thanks.
go.
Yeah, that's a nice knife.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if you might.
How much does that run?
With shipping, about $140.
That's not bad.
$140.
That ain't bad.
That's less than what I paid for my Benchmade folder.
Right?
Seriously. And it comes with a Zeita. What is that?
Yeah, it's a Kydex sheath.
Kydex?
Yes, I make those too.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
You make holsters?
Oh, yes, I do.
Just asking for a
Yeah,
friend.
absolutely, I sure do.
Just asking for a
Yeah,
friend.
you might know somebody.
Yeah, I sure
might
do.
know a guy that does it. But So, where do you think you're going to place in the tournament? So far, you're in the lead. You're in first place.
Woo!
You're in first place.
I'm good with that for right now. I seriously, I mean, last year there was a lot of people who brought a lot of fish.
There were some big ones in here
yes,
last
there
year.
was. So I don't see us doing too well, but hey, we caught something, we brought something. That's all that matters.
You're in it.
You know
That's
what?
absolutely
You're in it
right?
to win it.
It's,
That's all you
it's
gotta-
fishing.
It is. It's fishing.
not
You
a
never
bad
know.
day
It's not
regardless.
shopping.
No, it's fishing.
You know,
man.
so you got to get out there and get her done. And
Yes, sir.
we kind of got up. We got a little late start, other than we normally do, but it is what it is.
So were you fishing the bank, or were you in a boat? Or?
No, we did the bank today. We were going to take our kayaks out, but I said, nah, we're going to do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got to ask.
much
We
hard
talked
work.
about it in one of our segments on the show that snakeheads, I mean, the bowfin or mudfish, or whatever you want to call it, some people call them the mean fish because they will literally eat anything.
Anything. We were actually using freaking mullet.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. Mullet,
Are you
and he has a
kidding
piece
me?
of squid. And that's what we were using, just regular crap that you would use in saltwater, man. And we were catching them.
Oh, mullet and squid.
Right?
I would not have thought that.
You know what's
but
really,
okay.
you know what's really sad about that? Whenever you go out on a head boat, like offshore or whatever, they'll
Yeah.
give you like a bunch of sardines, they'll give
Yep.
you a bunch of frozen squid. You get out there for 12 hours, you don't catch a
Catch a
damn
thing.
thing.
Not a
Don't catch a
thing.
damn thing on that stuff. You can come up here, just throw it in the water,
You're
and
gonna get
catch some
something.
big ass.
But
some
you know what? And
mudfish.
when you pull up lizard fish, they tell you to throw it back, man. You don't throw a lizard fish back.
I kill them.
No, you use them for bait.
Well, that too, but that's what I'm
That's-
saying.
that's-
I kill them and cut them up.
Lizard fish? That's
Oh,
grouper.
man,
That's grouper
snook
crack.
candy. That's snook candy.
Yeah, and grouper crack.
And,
Grouper tear it
and
up.
you know one of the best baits, offshore baits that you can get? Tilapia, about that big.
Yeah.
Tilapia about that big. I don't know if it's the colors. I don't know if it's what it is or the way they
Ladyfish
start.
work good too.
Yeah, ladyfish are okay, but I'm talking when you're off on a reef. I think those grouper are like, what is that? I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
I would like to take one of those. Remember that bait I showed you where I was on Facebook the other day and I saw this, like, I gotta have it. It's like a cylinder that you stick inside the dead fish, and then you hit the button and it makes the fish swim
Really?
and it makes it wiggle around. I'd like to try that out here with some of these fish.
That sounds like an idea.
Well,
I'm
there's
telling you what,
two
man,
of
it
them.
was-
I sent you one for big fish.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a big hypodermic.
Needle
It looks
one.
like an ice pick.
Really?
Okay,
Never
it has a
seen it.
black handle, it has a large cylindrical thing on
Yeah.
a sticker. You stick it in the mouth, and you literally stick it all the way through the fish to where it's all the way into the mouth.
Yeah.
A dead fish.
Yeah.
Not a live fish.
Yeah.
And you hit a button, you put a hook on it, and you hit a button, you throw it in, and this thing starts swimming around. That
It's,
thing-
it's
that-
insane to see.
that
We're
thing
like,
Cool.
you gotta be
starts
kidding.
swimming like a wounded fish.
Now
all
that's
the-
freaking neat.
and then he sent me one where they make it for smaller fish,
Yeah.
like bait fish, and these things are as dead as a doornail. I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
stiff, dead, mouth open, dead.
Yeah.
Stick this thing in there, turn it on, and it's activated. Once you put it in the water, it doesn't move
It just
until you put it in the water, and then all of a sudden, it starts
Wow.
swimming. Like I equate it to like if you take a
Interesting.
bunch of greenbacks and you squeeze them,
Yeah.
and you throw them in for snook. You know how they just get that erratic,
Absolutely, yeah.
and then they stop,
Yep.
and then they start up again. That's what this thing
And they're
does.
very interesting.
I'm like,
I'll have to go see if I can't find that.
yeah,
Check
but
it
I
out.
said,
I'm
what a
gonna have
great-
to try
I
to
said-
find it and put it on the show.
I said, what a great idea, but if I get that thing hung up on the bottom, how
Oh,
mad am
yeah,
I going to be?
Oh, right, yeah.
Bro, no matter where we go, man.
I just
the
lost
ants-
$29 on that dang thing. I'm swimming. Boosh.
No matter where we go, the ants find me. I just got hit.
Oh, one of the stick ants?
Yeah, man. I've
yeah,
been wiping them off of that
I do tree work, man, and that's
all day.
all day, tearing you up.
You know, that was one of those things.
The worst thing for me is the willy worms.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the woolly boogers, or whatever you call them. Those ones everybody goes, hey, look at this pretty
until
furry
you touch
catfish,
it, yeah.
furry caterpillar. Pick it up.
Yeah, touch it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and touch it. We used to call them asps when I was a kid because they have that venom. I mean, whatever. Anyway, we're getting off subject. But for you up here, are you originally from this area?
No, actually, I'm from Maryland, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, I lived up there for about 18 years or so. I moved down here when I was 28, and I've lived here for about 22 years now. I freaking
Wow.
love it.
It's funny you bring that up because we were just talking about in Baltimore. They have just started. I think it was last year. They started this invasive species program where if you go up there and you catch snakeheads
Yep.
and flatheads and blue catfish, they'll pay you $30 a fish.
Well, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
30 bucks.
I remember when I lived there, they didn't pay you nothing. You just they
He's
just want you
like,
to kill
you
them.
can
I'm
make
gonna go on a road trip.
You're limited to 15, but I mean that's $450 a
That's
week,
good money right there.
and you're allowed to do it every week.
Well, when you said that, Toby looked at me. He's like, road trip?
Road trip.
I'm like, yeah, man.
I added it up. You remember on the months where there's 5 weeks in a month, that's $2,250.
Well, if you do that, you're going to want to head to Towson.
Well, no, it's only.
Okay.
Let me look it up again
Well,
because
Townsend's in Maryland.
it's
but-
only in a certain area.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's in the area. Maybe you're from there.
Well, it's
so-
right. Towson's right outside of Baltimore. So they pretty much started right around Towson area in the lakes out there, and they just spread all over the place after that.
Okay.
I'll be right back, y'all.
The area that it's in is in around Baltimore Harbor and the Petapasco River.
Oh yes, okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
P-E-T-A?
Yeah, close enough.
And so that's it's an area that there's a border there, and I guess they're just taking over that area.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
So they're trying to get them out
Them
of there.
things are bad.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I added it up. $450 a week, $1,800 a month, $2,250 a month, depending on if it's got 5 weeks or 4 weeks.
Hell yeah.
And you get to keep the fish.
Why
They
not?
chop off the
I heard
head.
they're good eating.
They chop off the head, and you get to take the rest of it home. Not a bad deal.
No, absolutely not.
Kind of like what you're doing today.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, now, okay, so the website, you can order through the website, or do they have to call you, email you?
No, if they get me on Facebook, usually I usually chat with them and I'll figure out what they want
Right.
and stuff like that. I usually give them my phone number so they can call back and forth. We can usually text or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I don't have like a website anymore. It got hacked and somebody stole all my stuff, so I actually had to restart again. But I haven't started it back up yet. So yeah, it's been a nightmare of people stealing my stuff.
Isn't that
So,
crazy?
yeah, so I've pretty much said enough with trying to do it on Facebook. So now I just kind of advertise to my friends and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, and most of them are repeat buyers. And
That's
stuff.
awesome. Well, that's good. Well, once you find a good knife maker, you stick with it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if you ever heard of Charlie Oaks, Ox Forge?
Actually,
Yeah.
I have, yes.
I got a couple of his and a few of his switchblades from back in the day.
Oh,
But
nice.
that's one of those things where it's like a rifle maker or anybody else. Once you get that guy, you stick with him. So
Yeah. My knives are a little different. Mine's a lifetime warranty on it. And, you know, if you break that thing, you send it back to me. I'll make another one completely
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
And you
Nice.
get another one right on back.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
So
and I always make them out of it's a high carbon steel. I don't do anything fancy because most of the time you're going to be beating them up. I
Right.
mean, I beat mine up. That's for.
do you make any
know.
folders or anything?
No,
at
I do
all?
not make folders.
Well, you're gonna have to if I order one from you. You're gonna have to make me a folder.
I could try.
No, you're gonna do.
I mean, the only folder I got right now is the switchblade that I made.
There you go. What's
Yeah.
wrong with that?
They're illegal.
Or a butterfly knife.
Yeah,
They're
butterfly
not
knife.
illegal. They're not illegal.
I was
in the
thinking.
state
I
of
was thinking.
Florida.
No, I was thinking the spring-loaded
That's a
one.
They're
stiletto.
not illegal.
Stilettos are
See?
illegal.
They're not illegal in Florida.
Really?
What are you crazy?
Stilettos are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No,
He's the knife maker. He would know.
A dirk is illegal. Dude, I sold guns. We sold Benchmades, straight openers, out all day, man.
I walked uphill barefoot in the snow both ways. It's still illegal.
No, it's not. You got a concealed weapons permit. You can carry it all day.
That's true.
Aha.
But
Okay.
if you're a normal person, you're not supposed to be carrying a.
There you go.
So I guess I'm not a normal person.
Oh,
Well,
you are
no,
definitely
you
not a
know.
normal
Is
person,
that
bro.
what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, a hairy homeowner usually
What?
wouldn't carry a switchblade with them.
Sure he would.
I
Dude,
don't.
You know how many people where you're trying to lift a box and whatever, you're trying to open up a case knife, you know, with
yeah.
your teeth.
Well, if you're good enough, you can flip it with your thumb. Fine.
Right?
But there's a difference. There's spring assist, there's spring out, there's spring open, there's coil spring.
Blah, blah,
What? What?
Land the
Okay?
plane, brother. We gotta go.
All right. Nick, it was a pleasure.
Eric.
Eric, Nick, Eric,
It was nice to meet you guys.
Frangipani.
What's his last name?
Frangipani. Hasta luego.
Carpenetti.
Carpetini.
I got nothing.
You got it.
I-
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You
Yep,
know what?
absolutely.
See, there's the problem. See, when Vince's ancestor stepped off the boat, his last name was like Noble Adania Tanya La Badia. So the guy behind the book goes, "Welcome to America. Your new name is Noble." That's it. We're gonna take the
He ain't
first
wrong.
out.
Well, that's hey, you can't, you know, it's too long. It gets
I played-
real pain
I
to
played,
throw it
I
out.
played football with a guy named Bill Nicola. When his ancestor stepped off the boat, his name was De Nicol Antonia. And so the guy behind the book goes, "Welcome to America. Your new last name is Nicola." There you go. And that's how it works.
And
So,
my new last name is. Have a good weekend. I'm leaving the show.
Big and Wild Outdoors. There goes Captain Vince. Seriously, Nick, it was a pleasure, man. I hope you win.
I ain't winning.
Eric.
No
All right,
worries.
We'll see you next week out at Lester's Place. We're going to be out there at the Ascend
go.
Dry Creek. And we're going to go out there and film and say hi to Lester and talk to him about his big TV show. So we'll be back and we'll see you next week.
right, y'all. Like I said on the show, I was stopping at the local beef, and we're gonna go get us some steaks for dinner. That's right, y'all. Local beef. That's what we're gonna do. All right, guys. I told you at the Mudfish Challenge I was stopping at the local beef. We're getting some steaks for dinner tonight. Met Dave, and we're gonna chit chat with him for a minute and talk about his establishment, and so you can find where you can get your steaks. Dave, welcome to the show. Big and Wild Outdoors. Yeah, we've been around for quite some time. We used to be at 10:10, like 8 a.m. And now we decided to turn over and go on Carbon TV.
Okay.
So we're on Carbon TV, we're on YouTube. So
Nice.
we want to share the world local, and I'm always about local, especially local farms, local meats, local everything. So please tell them about.
Yeah, so my folks were originally from Tampa, moved up here before they had kids. They wanted us to get to grow up in kind of that rural ag setting. They got into cows just because of, honestly, the tax break you get on property if it's being used for ag purposes. Kind of morphed my childhood. We got into the cows then for the tax break. Ended up doing a cow for ourselves, which turned into raising one for our friends and our friends' friends.
That's what we do.
So that was honestly the business I did as a teenager. I loved it. Taught me to work hard, take care of animals, a little bit about business, stuff like that. I did end up going to the Army, but then when I got out, now I've got 2 little kids myself. I wanted to provide that same lifestyle for them. So kind of the same thing happened a second time. I got back into cows and started doing beef for ourselves, which then turned into ourselves and our friends and our family and started snowballing. And then when this building came up for rent about 1.5 years ago, we decided, you know what? A lot of people we talk to, they either have the option of buying a whole cow or nothing. This building being inspected by the state, you can come in and get 1 steak or 1 piece of ground beef all the way up to a whole cow. So people can try the meat before they have to buy in bulk.
I need a freezer.
Which is great. We specialize in a clean meat. So we don't use antibiotics, growth hormones. I don't vaccinate the cows, spray chemicals on our fields.
So this is the real deal
It's
beef.
good, clean, local beef.
You're not going to find this beef at Publix.
You're not. It's just a different product. And you can find some good meat at meat shops that don't raise it themselves, but they're subject to the distributors,
Right.
Whatever happened to it before that. I can tell you where the animal grew up,
That is
lived,
awesome.
ate, was processed, the whole
I
nine.
mean, the coolest thing is when we walked in, I heard the kids.
Yeah.
And then now you're talking about your kids and then showing them the way of life and how it should be. I wish and I pray more people would do that. I've watched a lot of these farmers and generation after generation, and that's cool to see that it's still happening.
And it's fun. You do all this stuff right with the kids, And people want clean meat. They want to know what's in the food they're eating. They're realizing there's maybe some negative health stuff from meat that's not clean. So,
Now, is it something that can you order and ship?
not yet. We just got a new freezer in to allow us to process a little bit more cows at a time.
Okay.
And at that point, probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to get some dry ice trial shipments going.
I'll have my address. Trust
So
me.
we'll be setting that up here really soon.
So if people want to find you, where do they find you? How do they get you?
CentralFloridaBeef.com or Facebook and Instagram. We're on both of those as well.
That's awesome.
My cell is going to be on there as well as the store's number. So depending on kind of what the question is, you can call me or call the store and we'll get you taken care of.
And for the ladies out there, there's more than beef just here. There's a beautiful little store that we'll show you. But I had to get mine. We're gonna go home tonight, and we're gonna cook this bad boy up.
Yeah.
That's a steak. And I'll tell you what, I cannot wait. I'm gonna thaw out,
Fantastic.
season it up, get it going. I appreciate you very much.
Appreciate you, sir. Yeah.
We'll definitely be back in contact because once you're ready to start shipping, I know where I'm getting my beef.
I'll look forward to it.
But I appreciate you
Thanks,
very
guys,
much. Thank you. All right, guys, right here at the Big and Wild. We got the beef.